Hi children, in this video we are going to study about third chapter production and employment. In this chapter mainly we are discussing about GDP, gross domestic product. In our textbook they have given a box in first only, just you read that. GDP growth slumps to 9-year low. That means GDP growth rate comes very down comparing to the last 9 years. That's a heading. See that India's GDP grew only by 5% in 2012-13. The agriculture growth also moderated while a slowdown was also witnessed in construction and services. Disappointed with the dismal GDP figures, Finance Minister, however, expressed caution, optimism and pointed to some signs of recovery in some select sectors. This news was published in the Hindu newspaper. You have to read the newspaper and collect the concerned information. Okay, children. So here what the newspaper is telling. 2012-13 GDP rate slowed down to 5%. So our finance minister disappointed and also showed optimism because in future we can achieve our target. GDP growth rate will increase. That's the optimism of our finance minister. So what the thing clearly you are understanding from the box? Nowadays, not previously also, our GDP growth rate not increasing according to our expectation. It is coming down. Okay children, we can stop here this topic. We can go some more deeply regarding the GDP. In any economy, we can see the three sectors: primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. See, agriculture and related activities such as fishing, forestry, mining are under the primary sector. That means in primary sector we can see the domination of the agriculture sector. So primary sector is also called agriculture sector, as well as third sector, tertiary. It is also called service sector. See, come to the secondary sector, you can see manufacturing process and other industries. Manufacturing process and other industries come to the secondary sector, and service will come to the tertiary sector. In service sector, there is not producing the physical product like a primary or secondary sector. So service sector, that means tertiary sector, they are producing only service. That's why it is called service sector. Okay, example, teacher, soldiers, ministers or prime minister. Okay, these all come to the service sector. See children, here you can see a table. In this table, you can see 1972-73 and 2015 and 16. In these 43 years, how was the people employed in different sectors? See the table children. First column, there they have given year. Second column, agriculture sector. Third column, industrial sector, and last column, service sector. See, 1972-73, 74% of people worked in agriculture sector. Only 11% of people worked in industrial sector, and 15% of people worked in service sector. See, after 43 years, that means 2015-16, 47% people worked in agriculture sector, 22% worked in industry sector, 31% worked in service sector. What can you understand from this table? Here below the table, they given on question. What are the major changes that you observe from the above table? What did you observe? Last 43 years, the domination of the agri sector decreased and the importance of other sectors increased. Understood? Importance of the agri sector decreased and the importance of the industrial and service sectors increased. That means, second observation is that there is a shift in employment from agriculture sector to other sectors. These two important things you can observe from this table. Again below on picture has given that also showing the people who are working in different sectors that you can understand. So next topic, gross domestic product. Here is the complicated question is that how we can estimate the gross domestic product. First of all, you want to know that what is gross domestic product. Before that, we can go through by this topic. Two questions you can keep in your mind. What is gross domestic product and how can we estimate the gross domestic product? See, once you see around our village, in a village, you can see rich family as well as poor family. Is it or not? How can you say this family is a rich family or this is a poor family? This comparison actually based on certain concept. Suppose rich people can wear the costly dress. See, a lady from the rich family can wear pattu sarees. Pattu sarees cost, you know that, 2000, 3000, 5000 like that. But a poor family, they can't wear. They are wearing very cheap sarees, 200, 300 like that. So according to their dress, we can identify whether they are belong to rich family or poor family. Next concept, they are traveling by their own vehicle. The rich people can travel by their own vehicle. They commonly not move in a public transport. They have their own car or other vehicles. And poor people are always moving by public transport. They were unable to move in their own car. They could not buy a car. So they are dependent upon public transport. And rich family members can eat very nutritious food. They can eat a chicken biryani or mutton biryani like that, costly food. But in poor family, you can see they are consuming very low cost food. And also, a rich family members, whenever they are getting any health problem, they are going to the costly hospitals, NIMS, Yashoda like that. Poor family members are dependent upon government hospital like Gandhi hospitals. Gandhi hospital. And in rich family, you can see the equipments or furniture are very costly. In poor family, can you see? So like that, because of these all things, we can compare the family is rich or poor. So here what you can understand, in our society we can see mostly two type of people are there. They are rich and poor. With help of some overall indicator, we are using to compare the rich family and poor family. Like that, the country's growth, do you understand? The country's growth we can realize with the help of GDP. Understood? So GDP, gross domestic product. What is it? The total production of goods and services in a country in an year. 1 year, the country can produce how much goods and services. That value we can call as GDP. Okay, Once again, we can see one more table. Here, you are seeing a graph. In this graph, they mentioned 2 years, 1972-73 and 2011-12. The graph you can see two axes, OY axis and OX axis. OX axis showed year, OY axis showing what the income from the different sectors. You can see the colors, they given different colors in the graph. The first color you see that is agriculture, second is industry, third is service. 1972-73, the agri sector contributed 2,43,082. Okay, this is given in what rupees, crores rupees. Okay, this figure is given in a crores rupees. So 2,43,082 crores rupees. That was the contribution of the agri sector to the GDP. Meanwhile, industrial sector contributed 1,33,912 crores rupees. Service sector contributed 2,09,352 crores rupees. See, when we come to the 2011-12, agri sector's contribution, see that contribution agri sector 8,64,557 crores only. Secondary sector 13,69,932 crores. See the drastic development happened in service sector. It was 30. Okay, see that 30 lakhs 13,041 crores rupees. What the table is showing that 2011-12, the share contribution of the service sector very dynamically increased. Okay, very drastically increased than other two sectors. This is the meaning of that this diagram. I am stopping, children. Next video we can learn how do we estimate GDP. Once again you can hear the video and try to understand the concept. If you have any doubt, send a message to me or you can call to me. Thank you, children. Thank you.